Here we go. Okay, so I have Gina Earthiva with us today. You're a very dear friend of mine, and I'm so excited because we're coming together now in a program called Mindfully You. Uh, Many people ask us, with all these amazing programs that we have, how is it? And I'm going to say hi real quick. Hi there. Okay, so with all these amazing programs that we have all these special partners, right? And you are one of those people that from the day that I met you, I was like, oh my God, the stuff that you do is so cool, Gina, right? I know you're the founder of, the Conscious Music Code. And I remember the day that Nisha introduced what you do to me, right? And she was like, here is someone who you have to meet. Raj, she's so special, and the music she does is unreal. And then we met, and I saw some stuff you're doing, and I had to share it. And I was like, we're doing programs, and you're coming into our mental well-being program, and I'm so excited with what you do. So Gina, introduce yourself for everyone. Tell them who you are.
Thank you,
and what it's
Raji,
about.
for all those amazing words to describe me. I'm already blushing.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you so much. But and thanks to Nisha for introducing us and beginning our friendship. Yeah, so my name is Gina Earthiva, and I've led a life of performing music, singing, and mostly that for 12 years. But then there was a transformative period in my life where I went through something, and we'll talk about that later. But in a sense, I created and I realized actually the power of music in uplifting your state of mind. And then I stumbled upon things, I was experimenting, and finally I developed something called the Conscious Music Code, which is a way of using musical and sound triggers to identify, transform many things that we store in our minds emotionally or in terms of thinking, and then through that transformation transform the outside world. So it's like a code for your mind, but we do it with music created consciously for that purpose. So that's what the Conscious Music Code is, and I'm the only one in India doing this, so I'm happy to say that. But also I really wish more people get involved in the conscious music movement and the Conscious Music Code. So I don't have to say that I'm the only one. I wish more and more people do it along
Absolutely.
with me. Yeah.
Gina, what I love about this whole movement, right, of consciousness is that it's really not owned by anyone. It's for everyone. Everyone can step into that space of love, right?
Absolutely.
And music is one of those beautiful gifts we've been given. And I know with a lot of the Happiness Retreats that we have done, through all our programs for so many people, we've worked with people on gongs, and I have some amazing people, a shout out to Zareen, who's an assistant to me, who does a lot of this amazing gong work, Rasha, who does amazing gong work. And I've seen the impact that music has on, managing and helping you balance, right? And then, the wide array of different kind of instruments and music. And then to meet you and to see how you take this type of music that ideally we figure, wow, this would be something I want to listen to all the time, because it's very trendy, and yet it has meaning to it. It has something in the back end that actually can empower, uplift. And I know we've had conversations where you've told me that the intention has got so much to do with it, and what you put in is what you end up getting out.
It's all there is to it. It's the intention.
Absolutely. So I know today we have a little surprise, and you're gonna show some of that music. You're gonna let us experience some of it. Nothing is as powerful as actually experiencing this. I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know that even live, when you do your programs, they are unreal. I can't wait for the programs that we're doing live. It's going to be really fun.
Let's talk about. Good for it.
Yeah, but let's talk about this journey now. Let's talk about so here comes. So you developed this conscious music, but before you did this, there was a journey you had to go through in order for you to get to this space. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I was, as I was sharing, that I was into singing and performing, and my life was pretty good, but I suddenly lost my voice at the peak of my singing career, and the doctors couldn't understand what is the problem. And for some time I went through the whole treatment, and this from one doctor to another doctor, from one hospital to another hospital, and only to realize that this is not going to go, and it just months and months of that. And I was getting a lot of work in Mumbai, where I had moved from my original hometown, Calcutta. And I was getting a lot of calls, work, which people really have to struggle for. I was getting it. And I felt so good about it, but also terrible because I couldn't take up a single job because I didn't have my voice. And people knew me as a singer. I was a singer. That's all I was.
Wow.
But because I lost my voice, I was pushed into some sort of terrible darkness in my mind where I just I didn't know what I was doing. And my identity, the way I identified with myself was, I am a singer. That's what I said. Like, I was just a singer.
Right.
And there was a fallacy to that. When somebody asks you, hi Rajiv, who are you? Or I ask someone else, who are you? People usually respond with what their work is, right? But that's not who they are, right?
Yeah. Right.
And that's the realization transformed many things for me in my mind and in my being. And I realized that if I just think of myself as a singer, then I'm lost in this battle. I don't have my weapon of the voice with which I'm going into this world. But what do I do next? So in the midst of all that depression, anxiety, insomnia, all of that happening together, I don't know what got into me. I just was so determined to help other people going through the same thing, and even people with voice issues that led to mental health issues. And I just stumbled upon music softwares where you produce music, like the process of taking organic musical elements and then electronically processing that music. How we hear these music tracks today is done like that. But you have to learn that, you have to go through college, and it's proper training. I didn't have any learning for that. I didn't have the money at the time to afford that kind of training. So I just sat and clicked buttons and, put my mouse here and there on the screen.
So Gina, I'm gonna pause you for a second, because you've given us so much information. I want to continue this. I'm going to hold you right there for a second, and quickly do a summary here, because there is so much amazing information in this. Number one, here was your tool all along, was your voice, and you would sing. And suddenly this voice, just one day disappeared.
Vanished.
And you said you experienced a rock bottom. You
totally.
You went down, and you were
rock
like, wait,
bottom.
this is all I'm about. And through this journey, which I like to say is your truth, right? So when you experience this space,
completely,
you came up from on the other side with this whole realization that it doesn't end here. There's so much more I can bring with what I already have. The gift that you have wasn't limited to the voice, right?
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Exactly.
That's
I didn't know that.
Right.
So
So Gina, how did you? And I'm sure a lot of our listeners want to know this, because a lot of us are in that space where we can identify with some of our strengths. And in fact, for a quick second, Gina, let's quickly say hi to everybody on Facebook, because I know there's people on Facebook.
Hi everyone.
We have some people visiting us on Zoom as well. So I know we have a lot of, so hi to everyone. Please ask us questions as we go along. But I want to touch on this topic, because this is a real big part of your journey. Is that so you had this gift that now you kind of said, okay, well, I don't have it anymore. How did you get that realization that, wait a second, without this gift, I can still move forward with music? What was that?
So, I felt a distance between the chemicals in my mind, which was going all haywire. I could make out, and I could, there were days, I don't mind admitting that there were days when, if the glass of water was here and I could pick it up, I would drink it. If it's not here, if I have to get up, then I won't get up. I'd rather just be lying down and being thirsty. So that was the level of darkness I had. But I realized there's a distance between all the chemicals of the brain and all that happens in the brain and who your human spirit, that can be undefeated, even if your mind is going through all that. And that led me to, discovering that music reaches or touches that human spirit side of me, not just the mind, but I'm saying at the life level, And when I was trying to compose music, as I said, by clicking and this and that, of course, I'm a pianist, but composing and producing music in today's day and age in a presentable format requires you to learn all that music production. So anyway, I was learning all that on Google and YouTube and all that. And I was and this is important, I was gravitating towards sounds or beats or whatever instruments which were giving me some sort of a mental high. That's how I like to put it.
So what I'm hearing is, so what I'm hearing you say is, in fact, you were experiencing this music yourself. Yeah. So as you're listening this, as you're listening to this, you're feeling yourself elevate now. So you're in this space that is it's an uncomfortable space, and then here's this music that comes to you, and as you hear it, you start to lighten up, and you go, "Wow, this is actually it's making me feel more empowered." Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. Like I was hearing it and translating it into the computer, and then again hearing it. Like it was a cyclical thing, me hearing it in my head and then producing it, and then whatever is produced, hearing it back and then trying to improve on. So the end result was that slowly I started recovering from the voice problem I was having. There was a physical element to the voice problem. My vocal cords, vocal cords work like this. When they're shut, you go higher pitch. When they're open, you go on the lower pitches. My vocal cords were not really shutting, So the doctors could see that, but they didn't know what was causing it because there were no physical blocks, nothing. So I know it started in the mind, and this is important for everyone to understand that oneness of body and mind. So much of suppression I did emotionally for years, and that suppression probably led to this. And once it's physical, then you have to try to do things physically. None of
the power of the mind is what you're saying.
Yes,
the mind can manifest these things.
It can. And then afterwards, through this musical process, where I found that certain instruments, certain sounds, when I played them in a certain way, were triggering traumatic memories. Certain things were triggering beautiful things. And then I started playing around with that, and I started creating a different inner reality, if that makes sense. And that inner reality translated into my outer reality, where I was being able to actively coach people with the voice who were having voice problems. That in turn actually helped me more than, I don't know how much they got helped. They say that they really felt like they got back their voice, but I know I benefited way more because I learned from their mistakes. So another thing I want to say is the power of empathy. When you determined empathy, not just empathy to just feel bad for others when they go through pain, but also to be determined to do something about the other person. So when I found people going through voice problems, I was like, I have to help them. And same for mental health issues. And this is all what led to the beginning. This is the birth of the Conscious Music Code. And last year, I released myself. I launched myself as Gina Earthiva, my brand name right now, artist name, or whatever you call it, as the true me. I was suppressing my true self for so many years, and now I don't want to. I never want to do that again.
I love what I'm hearing. Gina, it sounds brilliant. And especially the part when you said, two things that you said that really stuck to me. One is, we talk about how the inner world reflects of the outer world. And it's you said, how you were feeling inside was being transformed. And then when you're working with other people, through your inner work, you were able to make them go and do their inner work, and then it was impacting their outer work, which is so powerful. And then you also, when you look at it from that point of view, there was already a transition, and already you're moving away from the dependency of only singing towards this new journey of yours, right? Tell me something now. So as you started doing this, and I know you've also done training, and I know we have some amazing guests here who, so I mean, so it happens where this started happening. You started seeing this music in your head. It started to impact and transform your life. I love how you said the music was my truth. In essence, you said that this is now me, right? This is my new truth, and come up, which is very liberating, and it sounds like it's very liberating, and it expands you, right? So you feel really expansive now. Talk about move us along this journey of how did you move from, so you've come up with this music. How did you, now you said, okay, I want to, because you spoke of mental well-being. You spoke of mental health. And I know we work together on mental health and mental well-being. So let's talk about that. How did you How did you now
Yeah.
say, okay, listen, I've got this, now I'm going to move it and pivot it towards something so much bigger? How did you do
Yes.
that?
So, initially when it was happening, it was more like I just felt it. I just felt things inside, and I was intuitively doing things. In a way, you could say my human spirit or like spiritually I was doing it. But I know that everything that comes from within, and if it's coming and creating value for others, there needs to be a structure to it. There needs to be a way to way to know whether this is really authentic, because many a
Yeah.
times our emotions and our minds just play up and we think we came up with something, but we may not really create value with it. We may be more destructive than we think
Correct.
we are being. And so I had to
Correct.
be careful about that. So but I just felt confident, somewhere deep down I felt confident that this is going to go in some direction. Started seeking, and it came to a point where after I recovered my voice, even then, now look at the doubts of the mind. While I said I was confident, there were also still that the
Of
inner
course.
voice, the not the inner nice voice, the inner not so nice voice wants to tell you that, oh, but you know what, you can't make money out of this. You can't make a career out of this. You can just go back to your Bollywood singing and travel the world, feel happy. And everybody else was supporting me in that. So I started going back to my Bollywood singing in films. All that happened. I even started composing for films. I did some
Right.
short films and 2 feature films as a composer. So I was again suppressing the true me. Last year, what happened is
So
I
Gina,
just
again,
launched
can
the
I pause
music.
you because I'm gonna pause you regularly because 2 things. One is you touched on 2 things that you so beautiful. I don't want to let them go. One was we spoke about that inner voice. There's that inner knowing, right? And
Yeah.
all of us have that inner knowing. Many of us don't even listen to
We
it,
all,
but we know
Yeah.
where it's coming from, and we resonate to it. It makes us feel,
Yes.
it empowers us, makes us feel loving,
Yes.
and it feels good.
Yes.
And then there's that ego-based voice that is kind of fear-driven.
Oh,
And the guy goes, oh, wait, this is,
Fear-driven.
right? And that kind of sometimes makes everything feel so scary. You kind of go, should I do this right now? Wait, let me go to what's safe and comfortable. This is what I'm kind of hearing you say, right? And
Yeah.
it's brilliant to talk about it because you see, a lot of this process happens inside. And when we talk about this on the outside, there is such depth to how much impact one of those voices can have, right? When you choose the first voice, it changes direction of your life.
Choice. Yeah.
Depends on your choice. And if you had listened to the other voice, then you may not have stretched yourself, gone back to what's comfortable, but maybe not allowed this to emerge, right? This beautiful new journey.
And imagine I had come up with this beautiful thing, and I was. This is the thing, like we sometimes feel we've got it and everything's fine, and we don't know when the mind is playing tricks and taking you back into comfort and safety, as you said. And I think that's the enemy of innovation and true growth. Going
Absolutely.
back to just that, like okay, let's just be here and let's just. But anyway, social condition.
Now, Gina, I'm going to add one more thing before we go to the next point. And I'm sorry because I have viewers also asking questions here for you. So there's a question here that it goes in line with this, because it now moves you back into the space of music real quickly. And, this is going to your inner truth. And the question was, music is known to calm you down, right? So many people do believe it's true. Music can calm you down.
Yeah.
And the question is, how does music help your mental well-being? So, I mean, since you were talking about your journey and how this music was helping you.
Talk about this.
Okay, so let's, as you answer this, let's talk about this. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So this next part, it will become absolutely clear. So
awesome.
After that, once I launched the music itself, I was still unclear about the mental health side of it and all of that. But very mystically, I would say that I came across one of my old singing students who actually is a NLP practitioner, and he deals with New Code NLP. And he invited me to the NLP conference last year, and he wanted to work with me musically with neuro-linguistic programming and New Code NLP rather, and create something for the NLP conference. And Abhay Thakkar is his name. And he and I did this thing. And once I saw the impact of 200 people responding to what we had created, I knew that, okay, this is going in a serious direction.
Right.
And then I came across a lot of people who started talking about me, recommending me. And one of them was someone we have on the Zoom session. It's Shantanu, who himself is a great NLP trainer and coach, and he's really innovative. And when once he spoke to me and he showed me some things, and I said, oh, so this is how it is. And then I realized that this had structure, it's just that I didn't know how to put it. And then he said, you will love to take, I think you will really love being part of this course, which is coming to India, because Dr. Lucas Dirks, who's the developer of the mental space psychology, is coming to India, and you will not get this chance all the time. So why don't you just come for this? I said, wait, what is mental space psychology? And he explained the basics. And I said, oh, but this is so amazing, because I'm already thinking in that direction with
Oh,
sound
that's
and
so
music.
cool.
Oh, this is like some sort of synchronicity happening without me understanding how it's happening. And I just went for the course.
So
Where
what I heard you
went
say
on.
is you drew a line in your head. This line
Yes.
didn't exist. The line didn't exist.
Yes.
Here's music, and here's this new
Yes.
subject that is
Yeah,
intriguing to you,
yeah,
and you drew
yeah.
this line in your head, and you said,
Yeah.
I see this, I also see, and you drew a connect.
For me, it was like, oh, I was already working with sound design, which is about putting sounds in space, and
Right.
seeing the power of it. And in fact, Nisha was there in one of the sessions I did in February in Mumbai, where I tried to do that, and she's seen the power of it, though it was very rudimentary. And now Shantanu was telling me about Dr. Lucas Dirks and his work with mental space psychology. And I said, okay, I'm going, that's it. And I just, went for it. And once I went for it, it was a specific course called Social Panorama Consultants training. It was to do with mental space psychology and the way it looks at social relationships, any relationships. And relationship being one of the toughest areas in my own life, I felt that this would, more than anything, it would teach me a lot of stuff for my own self. And then I would be able to translate that into music and all of that. And I met Jacqueline, who was there along with Dr. Lucas. She did her own course with food and mental space psychology. But that course I couldn't attend. It was in a different city. But after the course, I sat with her. She was so sweet to actually go through all the musical exercises with me, made the corrections where whatever things needed to be moved, changed, so that it became very, very powerful as a structure to be the first ever musical version of doing mental space psychology interventions. And now in the Society for Mental Space Psychology, which she's a board member of, they have decided to support me completely, and I'm so grateful to them. And they have decided to publish the short article which I wrote about my work, and that's coming up in August. And so I just feel it's just amazing.
Oh, that's exciting. So first of all, congratulations, Gina, because it's well deserved. And I don't think anything happens by mistake, right? So this is a great time for us to even acknowledge that, the fact that things happen in life, and a lot of times, the universe has something in store, and as we're moving, we experience some dips, and the dips have lessons, have some learning for us, and it's about being in awareness and being able to kind of say, okay, wait a second, what is coming my way? And then allowing for this to emerge. And I love the story, because I remember the first time you told me this, and that's why I kept on slowing you down, because you have so many chunks to digest, right? And but the brilliance is how you took how you found this love of music, and you connected it with something that I can see the parallel, right? And today and we're gonna get to listen to your music a bit, and we'll get to experience some of those elements. Tell me now, there was this great point that we spoke about, and I wanted to talk about it today as well. It's really important, because we spoke about the intention, and when we listen. So a lot of us, when we are in the work that we do, when you're stressed or you're having a tough day, the music you put on has an impact, right? It can calm. And
now I will come back to the question.
Let's talk about intention.
Someone asked us. The intention is connected directly with the impact. So now I'm going to say something which is the basis of my work. See, music, any music, okay? Say right now, maybe I ask all of you who are watching right now in this session to think of a favorite song from your childhood, okay? Any song, okay? Now, the moment you think of that song, try to replay it in your mind, like just 2 lines. See what happens. Okay. Just 2 lines. Just do that. Now, as you play the song in your mind, if you do it with certain kind of attention and focus, you will see that it immediately brings back memories and emotions attached with that song from the
Yes.
time frame in which that song was favorite for you, right?
Mm.
So music has been coding us secretly with and has been creating emotional structures for us. I'm just using words which are understandable by everybody. I'm not using any scientific terms right now, but the simple thing is music reminds us of anything that we associate with it. So today, if I won an award and some song was playing constantly in the car as I was coming back, and every time that song plays, because it's such an important day for me, I've won an award, I will remember the award,
That
right?
award. Yeah.
So this is the association between music and our emotions, our memories, our thoughts. Now this is powerful. Music programs us, okay, secretly, whether we like to whether
Wow.
we
That's
listen
a
to it.
powerful statement, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
music programs us. Now, even if the music is playing in the background in the gym where you're not even paying attention, it doesn't matter, it's still reaching you at some level. Now, from here comes the next point. If something is powerful enough to program us neurologically, physiologically, and psychologically, anything that does that has both positive and negative sides. Okay, just like anything in the world which has power will have positive and negative sides.
Sure.
It's about something that you said right in the beginning. You said it's the choice, which voice I was going to listen to. Same thing. If we make the choice to listen consciously, that's why I use the word conscious music.
I like that.
It
Yeah.
can be any music. It doesn't have to be my favorite genre is rock, so I will only call rock music conscious. No, it's not like that. Any genre of music, folk, rock, this, that, it doesn't matter. As long as, coming back to intention, as long as the creator's intention was in the right place, was to, in the right place as in was to elevate you, even if the song is not, somebody sang a little out of tune, doesn't matter. It's still, we call it conscious music still, because it was consciously created with the conscious intention to uplift people. But any music which was created with an intention of, it was created with not such a great intention, I mean, you can always listen to it, there's no problem. But it's just that when you're aware of the fact that it's programming me, then I think the smarter thing to do is to choose music which was consciously created to empower us, to remind us of our power. So I will give an example. So there are a lot of love songs in the world, and they're beautiful. I love singing them. We all love them. And those, some of those songs talk about how, I my whole existence depends on you. If you're not there, I can't live anymore. So many times we sang songs like that, and I love singing those songs. But now that I've made a shift in my conscious choices, just like you make a shift in your what you eat, what you drink, same way I decided to consume things that would empower me. Now if song tells me I can't, if this person is not there, I'm going to die, if that's the internal messaging, then that's how I will look at love, and that'll make me a person who's craving and dependent and not empowered in love. I will fall in love, but I will not rise in love. I would love people to rise in love. So that kind of things, little shifts and choices. But again, don't get me wrong, you can continue to listen to anything. I'm just saying that if we make ourselves a little conscious of our choices, then the power is magnanimous. Just
So
wake
Gina,
up to a conscious song.
is it fair for me to say then, from what I heard you say, that I mean, there's two sides to this, right? So what I heard you say is obviously the intention of the person who makes the music,
Yes.
and when you listen to it consciously, you connect to that space. That's one. But also, it's also on the receiver to an extent, right?
Oh,
If the receiver is conscious,
100%.
is in tune to being more, empowering and
Yeah.
empowered, they would probably
So,
receive something more positive, right? Would that be even, is that fair to say?
Absolutely. That's also the case. Sometimes I may make an amazingly positive song, but you may be in a terrible state where you don't want to receive anything good. Now, no matter how good my intention is, you're just going to bounce it off. So there are two aspects of it. Like, there is conscious creation, which is from the creator's end, and then there is conscious in listening or conscious consumption. So
Nice.
it's think if both people are in tune, conscious creators and conscious consumers, then we'll make a completely different world. But having said that, I think the larger responsibility, since I'm a creator, I still want to tell all my artist friends out there, all the creators of music, that I would still say the larger responsibility is still with us. Because see, somebody may already be in a bad space, and it's our responsibility to uplift them. So even if they are in a bad space and they're trying to bounce off any positive ideas, if we really have a very razor sharp, strong intention, we might be able to cut through the noise of that person's mind and be able to reach that person's heart and elevate something, even a little bit. So
Gina, this is a great time. This is a great time. So look, we've got to, I mean, like I said, I love the introduction. I love your explanation, because you've really broken it down for us. And I know that people have a lot of questions. In fact, also one of the things I loved was think of a song, think of those first two lines and see what comes to you. And I'm sure a lot of, I'd be very, very happy to hear back from the listeners. What songs came to your mind? What songs and what memories came to your mind? But I think this would be a great moment for you, because to share your music, and then we can get the group to come on in and join us on this discussion and take it. Yeah, is that a good time?
Absolutely.
So let's get to listen to your music now.
I'm just going to do a little 2-minute kind of a just give you a teaser, like a taste of what happens within the sessions of the Conscious Music Code. And also, I must say before I start that we're going to be creating something from the Conscious Music Code in the Mindfully You program, which we are developing with Rajiv, Nisha, and some really, really amazing, pure-hearted people coming together for uplifting people's minds. So thank you, Rajiv and Nisha, for choosing me to be a part of this. I know it's going to be amazing if you put out.
I'm excited. I'm really excited, Gina, but I can't wait for you. So go ahead, start playing this so that everyone gets a feel of the stuff you do.
I want to firstly tell everyone, please try to wear earphones. If you can do this, it'll be much more powerful, because otherwise we miss out on the frequencies. Okay, so I'm going to play you a little soundtrack, and I just want you to imagine anything you want to imagine, anything, okay?
Awesome.
Here we go. Tell me if you, just tell me if you can hear. Did you hear what
I could hear that.
Okay,
yep, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
So, okay, let's go. Just close your eyes and focus on yourself. And allow the music to guide you into yourself. And think of the first memory, emotion, thought that comes to your mind. And stay there. Try to consciously feel it. And while you're there, I'm going to play you a rhythm which will take you to an awareness of something else. And I want you to listen to it first, and then I will tell you where I want to take you with that. That you need to do, all the running around that you need to do, the fast-paced living that we're used to, working, handling home, handling relationships. See what comes to your mind as I play this rhythm. The race of life. Your ambitions, you're trying to achieve so much. All the obstructions in that process, and intensely feel that you are living your life intensely with this beat. Play visuals in your mind of you doing the various things from morning to night. And as you're there, I'm going to slowly ask you to take yourself somewhere else from there, into the awareness that you are pure consciousness that has more power over your life than life has on you. And I'm going to do that through another sound. And here we go. This is the final bit. Hope you enjoy it. As you hear the violin, elevate yourself out of crazy mess that we create out of our lives. All the racing, all the moving around, all the madness. Raise yourself from there and start feeling the power of your own life, handling everything that's happening. Pick yourself up. Get the eagle eye vision of your life from top. All this while you were in your reality, going through things. Now you're above all of that and you can see what you need to do. You're not powerless. You have power over everything. One more time and the last time. Pick yourself up. Pick yourself up with the sound of the violin. Out of all the darkness that you've been in. Go higher and higher to your higher consciousness and meet your true self. Meet your true self there and just allow this sound to calm you and keep you in a state of absolute confidence of who you truly are. And tell yourself that you can do everything that you desire to do. If only you believe in it. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. And when you feel like it, you may open your eyes and share with me what you felt.
Wow. That's brilliant. All right. I'm going to invite Gina, I'm going to invite everyone now to join us. So if you can have everyone put on the cameras. We have a group of people here with us. I would love to share everyone's opinion of this. I loved it, Gina. Really.
Thank you so much.
You know, let's wait for everyone to come on. I want to see what everyone has to say.
Yeah. Actually, all of this, it takes time to build on each of those emotions and anchor them musically. But I just wanted people to get a little taste of it. Of course, it needs time, but this is a short version.
Hi, everyone. So, who would like to start? You want to introduce yourselves real quick? So we have Jacqueline on the right here.
She's representing the Society of Mental Space Psychology, and she's also amazingly trained me in many things with mental space psychology and music.
Great to have you here, Jacqueline. And we have Nisha, you know, the founder of Mind Wellness, and I know she loves this music as well. So she's also one of the essential parts of Mind, you know, Mindfully You.
And she's a very good friend of mine, and we've become friends from a professional session, but yeah.
Excellent.
And
I see.
Shantanu. Shantanu.
Hi, Shantanu.
He's the one who got me involved with mental space psychology, and he's an amazing NLP trainer and coach, and he's taught me a lot. So
I'm very excited to have you here. And then we have Brecha in the bottom of the screen. Hi there, Brecha. She's joining us from Holland. I'm very excited to have Becca. She's going to talk. She's a specialist with grief, and we speak about a lot of amazing stuff with her as well. And then we have our dear friend Eliza. Eliza, nice to have you from Malaysia.
Hi.
I know it's awesome to have all of you here. So, all right, who would like to start? How did you guys feel? How did you like the music?
I think I'll go first. The music, Gina, is phenomenal as usual.
Thank you.
Please, you know, I think it's amazing. Do keep doing the awesome work that you do, because, you know, I think this is a time right now we need to take, you know, more active stance with our mental well-being. And so even if it is something, even if it is through something like conscious music, I think it can be really powerful. So thank you for all that, for sharing and all the lovely work that you do.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you so much for all your support.
So we are going to get into our group discussion. Real quick, we're going to say bye to all our Facebook friends who were joining us on this conversation. So quickly to Facebook, if everyone can just quickly say bye to them, and then we can get into a conversation on this. So, Soumya,
thank you so much, everyone on Facebook, for joining us. Thank you very much. Keep reaching out to us.
And I open up this discussion now to all